This is a painting. This is a Raspberry Pi. And this is the monstrosity that's making me question my life choices.
I don't like you. Stop looking at me. Leave me alone. Go away.
How did I get here? So this video was supposed to be about learning how to use the Raspberry Pi Sense Hat. Give your Raspberry Pi an array of sensing capabilities with the Raspberry Pi Sense Hat.
I kind of just thought, why buy like 10 different sensors like this? Then you can just buy a thing that's got all of them.
So many project ideas. Engineering, innovation, useful things.
Advanced tech projects.
But you see this unboxing footage? Oh, this is so cool. It's from 8 months ago. What can I say? I spiraled into overwhelm, procrastination, an existential crisis, and a side quest of rediscovering all of my favorite creative hobbies.
I mean, why am I even surprised?
I even warned myself of this very thing. I gotta be honest, I actually ordered this kit before I even finished my last video. Buying things for projects before finishing other projects is not the way to go. And this footage haunted me for months. That's what happens when you vlog a fun tech unboxing and then proceed to do absolutely nothing with it. It looms over you. Unboxing time! But eventually, after months of avoidance and chaos, a revelation struck. So if I want to make tech projects using my Sense Hat, but I keep getting distracted by my creative hobbies, then why don't I just try to make creative tech projects? It doesn't have to be that deep. I'm not trying to impress anyone. I don't need to become the world's best robotics engineer in a day. So be silly, have fun with it. Now, if you're just interested in knowing more about how I built this thing, then you can skip ahead to this timestamp for the robot painting part of the video. Otherwise, stick around and keep watching because there was a whole journey that came before this creation. So let's go learn how to use the Sense Hat and make some creative tech projects. Yippee! Well, hello there. So it has been many months since I did that unboxing and I have yet to learn how to use any of the things that I have unboxed. Although I did manage to attach the Sense Hat to my Raspberry Pi, so I realized that I was getting myself really overwhelmed at the idea of these really big complex projects, robotics, etc. And then also on the other hand, I've recently gotten back into some hobbies that I used to enjoy as a kid. It's just reminded me that there's this whole other side of my brain that enjoys creativity and making creative things and being creative. Then I thought about this video and my plans to make all kinds of tech projects. And I thought, screw it, what if I just try to play around and do something creative with it? So ultimately, just trying to have fun and less pressure to make some amazing project right out of the bat. I'm a noob. I'm still learning. So let's go learn some skills so I know how to use all the things I bought and attempt to make some kind of creative project out of it. Wish me luck. Wow. I lit up 2 pixels. And for my first attempt at a creative tech project, we are combining maths and art, baby. I just filmed myself talking to the camera for 25 minutes and my camera was set to time-lapse mode. Hi, round 2. If I'm exasperated and seem rushed and annoyed, it's because I'm speaking this all for the second time. Last night I had fun. I finished my project displaying the digits of the number pi as colours on the LED screen. And I do feel like I must admit that this was not an original idea. Oh, I have this wonderful coffee table book all about art inspired from maths. There's a whole section on the number pi, and it writes a lot about this artist who has spent years and years of his life dedicated to this niche. He even designed this quilt, and it's got this pattern on it. And can you guess what it is? It's the digits of pi, represented by colours. No idea is original. Never trust me. And today I've had some more fun learning about this bad boy, attempting various example projects to learn how to work with all the different sensors, displaying the weather data on the screen, temperature, humidity, pressure, a few different projects working with IMU data.
They give you a lot of information about which direction you're moving, what angle you're moving, how fast you're moving in space.
There's an accelerometer component.
So if something is stationary and then now it's moving, there's been a change in the velocity of this thing, and that is defined as the acceleration.
And there's a magnetometer.
Something to do with the Earth's gravitational field can help you distinguish which way is north.
One of the projects was displaying a J on the screen and then rotating the device and having the J also rotate. Then there was also shaking the device and then displaying something on the screen if you've been shaking it. There was also a compass, but my compass was pointing west. I was looking at my thing, looking at the direction it was pointing, looking out the window and like, it's pointing in the same way the sun is setting. That's not north. But upon Googling, it's just a bug and you add just a simple line of code and bada bing bada boom, my compass now works. And then the last example project was a data logger, which is just saving the data from the sensors to a file. Very exciting. But I have some grand ideas for somehow, in some way, taking this data and using it to generate art, like an abstract art. Look, there's a vision in my head. I don't know how to articulate it. I don't even know if I have the skills to actually make this a thing that will work and will actually look good, but I'm gonna have to try. So I'm out here just trying to have fun and find weird ways to be creative with my tech projects. Let's go make some things. Now, if any of these look even remotely like an abstract piece of art to you, please let me know, because I suppose art is in the eye of the beholder. Do you behold? It's not quite the vision I had planned in my head, because this is what I managed to accomplish after quite a few hours already of working on it. And I think at a certain point I had to just accept that this is good enough. I think it looks artistic enough. I'm happy to throw in the towel and call it a day and move on to the next thing.
What I've done is I've created a separate Python file for visualizing logs, and I give it the name of a certain log file, and it will go read that file, load it from the CSV, and do a bunch of plotting to generate all these graphs.
In a hopefully artistic manner.
Ta-da! Slightly different. Which one's your favorite? Now, as tempted as I am to just spend many more hours rabbit holing with these graphs, because I feel like it will never end, I have more things to do. I needed to learn some more skills for my next creative project. Dun dun dun. Hi, it's me again. It's been about 2 weeks and I have gone down many rabbit holes. But you know what? I've pretty much become an expert at this thing. Don't quote me on that. I've just learnt a lot. I had fun playing with the joystick. I didn't actually do very much with it, but at least I learned how to code it. I figured out how to work with the color sensor.
It returns data for the amount of red, green, and blue in the light, as well as the brightness. It's 4 numbers.
And I wrote a program that displays color on the LED light for whatever color it's detecting.
Just to prove that it works.
Ooh, and I learnt how to use the speaker and mic that I bought, plug and play into the Pi and write some code to do things. And I also went down a side quest with this. I was curious, you know, like an algorithm that can detect if a person is looking at the camera. That'd be cool. I started reading things and going down that side quest, and then I determined this is not the week for that. That's a lot of big thinking and brain power that I'll save for another time. And then I got stuck trying to figure out where to go from here. Because the amount of ideas and projects I would like to implement with this stuff would result in this video being like 10 million years long. And then I remembered the whole premise behind everything I've been doing has been like creativity. You know, I procrastinated this stuff for months and I was getting back into creative hobbies, like painting. Then I had an idea. Can I build a robotic painting? An interactive painting? Interactive art is a thing, right? I read an article online because they have this whole AstroPi space mission program thing where they have a sense hat in space, and one of the example projects that was suggested somewhere on the internet was using the humidity sensor to detect if there is a person there, which is not actually the most accurate way of detecting if someone is there, because there's many different factors that can contribute to changes in humidity. Maybe if this is in space, it's more reliable versus in our atmosphere, but I decided to play around with using the humidity sensor and having that kick off some fun logic of some kind. And so far I've ended up with this. One moment. This feels like when you try to do a live demo at work and everything goes wrong and you weren't actually prepared yet for the live demo. Okay, we have a speaker plugged into the Pi. Now we just connect to the Pi from our laptop using SSH. We run the code. I'll put the speaker near the mic. Okay.
Go away. Stop looking at me. Leave me alone. Who are you, mouth breather?
Perhaps not my greatest creation, but it's kind of fun, right? Now you might remember I mentioned art, painting. How does this relate? Well, let's go figure that out. I have a vision. We know that visions aren't always what the reality turns out to be, but we'll see. First off, I'm lazy and I'm not going to bother painting a new painting. I just grabbed something I did like a month ago. And then secondly is trying to figure out how the heck to build some kind of casing or attachment so I can put the Raspberry Pi with the SenseHat and also the speakers and connect it to this painting. Do you see my vision? Do you see what I'm trying to achieve here? I've just been playing around. I've got plastics, cardboard, paper. I even got some extra canvases. I then found the case that I own because I realized maybe if I just attach the Raspberry Pi inside here, I could then tape this to stuff. But unfortunately, I don't know if I'm just stupid or maybe this is just not designed to be able to fit in this case properly with the SenseHat attached. I won't be able to access the ports properly, so I can't give it power. So that option's out the window. I'm like, maybe can I still use this thing? Oh my God, I also found this. Honestly, I have no idea what it's from. But because I was trying to think of ways that I can do this setup so it's easy to take the Raspberry Pi in and out of it, I was like, ooh, can I just hang it? Like, it doesn't need to be the most secure thing ever, really. But that feels kind of dodgy, right? Like, should I be taking more care of my of my electronics and not just hanging them and leaving them at the mercy of gravity? We'll see. I also have blue tack, so who knows? Can you tell I'm a computer person and have a lot to learn when it comes to real world engineering and problem solving and design and things? Ay. Gotta start somewhere, right? Alright, I'm going to switch to time-lapse mode so I don't feel pressured to talk and explain myself. I can just focus and try to think of a solution. Anything. A prototype. It doesn't have to be great. It just has to work. Let's bring my vision to life. So it turns out turning a canvas into a robot involves a lot of questionable decisions, tape, cardboard, and blind optimism.
What do you want? You are thinking. What do you want?
What am I doing with my life? And after writing some more code, my final creation is complete. This bad boy includes features such as being light activated and orientation deactivated, displaying some maths-inspired colours, maths and art, baby, antisocial when the humidity increases,
I don't like you. I prefer to be alone. Mouth breather. Leave me alone.
it is secretly also a music player, and hobbies include making abstract art from the sensor data. It's probably also up to debate whether we can even call this a robot. Interactive art piece? Semantics. And so here we are. Did I expect this video to end with a painting that reacts to humidity and yells at people? Absolutely not. But I am so glad that I did. I learnt a ridiculous amount about the Sensat, which was my original goal anyways, and I rediscovered my love for being creative in the process, and I built a silly robot painting, something that the 8-year-old artsy version of me and the current 28-year-old techie me would both be proud of. Pat on the back. Pat on the back. And the funny thing is, none of this happened because I had a plan. It happened because I let myself follow my curiosity rather than be defeated by my perfectionism. So, if you're currently stuck or overwhelmed with a project, maybe the answer isn't to try harder, but to try something sillier, something creative, something that makes you excited to keep going. This is so cool!
You are thinking.
Stinky heads. Well, thanks for watching me build my extremely dramatic, emotionally unstable piece of art. Although I realized I didn't even vlog the painting part. You don't even know if I'm the one who painted this bad boy. I guess you're just gonna have to like and subscribe to find out if I'm actually capable of doing any kind of art, or if I'm a fraud. Stay tuned for the next video. Whenever that will be, whatever it will be, and it won't be this many months after the previous one. I pinky promise. Okay, bye. Like and subscribe.
I don't like you. I prefer to be alone. Who said you could get that close to me? Mouth breather.